guys, how's it going? I hope everyone is doing well whenever you see this and tune in, wherever you are in the world, and yeah, whatever time you connect here. So, this is going to be a general reading for Aquarius for June 1st through June 15th. And it is a general reading, so it can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, etc. So, always take it how it resonates for you. And if it does resonate or doesn't resonate, but you have done your own birth chart online, whether you know your birth time or not, you can get a basic one just by Googling it and finding out your other placements. I always encourage everyone to do that. So, for instance, even if you're not a moon rising or sun Aquarius or Venus Aquarius, this message could still resonate for you since we all have different zodiac signs throughout our birth chart. So, also, whenever you see this message, it is meant for you since time is fluid and relative. So, for instance, it could resonate 6 months in the past, 6 months in the future, 6 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 days, 6 hours. Hopefully, you kind of get what I'm trying to say. So, always keep that in mind as well. And if you're not watching the live and you're watching this later and you want to pull up a picture that I take at the end of all the cards while you watch or listen or just look at it later, you can find all the instructions to do that in my description box below. So always feel free to check that out. And if you've already subscribed, thank you so much. And if you want to and you like this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. It does help my channel. And if you want to subscribe, it is free. All you have to do is click on the bottom bell icon on the bottom right and just make sure that it's active and turns blue. And it'll just let you know when I put out new videos. All right. So with all that being said here, Aquarius, we're going to do a quick little sound bell for some healing and grounding for the reading. So if you want to, you can take a deep breath in and out whenever, or you can just also listen. Okay, Aquarius. Let's get into your reading here. I also wanted to say if you're new, welcome. And if you're coming back, welcome back, of course. All right. So let me just put this here and set my timer. All right, so we're going to start with your first main 6 cards here. So this is energy in this first row, starting around June 1st, can be a little bit before, a little bit after. Okay, going through that first week and weekend of June. And in the second row here is the second week and weekend of June till about, June 15th or so. All right. So you have the Temperance card in the reverse position, the Emperor upright, Three of Cups upright, Nine of Staves in reverse, Four of Staves in reverse, and Nine of Swords in reverse. And always keep in mind, too, for every reading that I do, Aquarius, if this is not your energy, it could be the person or people you're dealing with or your general environment or situation, okay? All right. So to start off your reading here, you have the Temperance card in the reverse position. This is an energy of something possibly being out of balance or you're not feeling grounded in some way. It could also be a little bit of restless, not reckless, or maybe it is, but I meant to say restless, okay, and just stagnant energy here, okay. And this could be from energy from the recent past that we're picking up, or still kind of currently lingering around the first week or so, okay. But here's your Temperance card in the reverse position. And when it's right side up, you see this Native American woman. She's got one foot on the land and one foot in the water, and she's pouring water from one bowl into the other. Okay, so this is the ability when it's right side up to have the balance between the conscious and the subconscious. Okay, the 3D and the 5D okay, and it has like a very peaceful energy. It is the sign of Sagittarius. For some of you, you could have Sagittarius in your chart or dealing with the Sagittarius, but doesn't have to be. And when it's in the reverse position, like I said, it's more about something being out of balance, not having enough patience for something as well, not being grounded all the way, and a little bit of a restless energy and a stagnant energy. Okay, but I would like to say, Aquarius, that this energy doesn't, last that long because your second card here that we'll get into in a moment is the Emperor in the right side up position, but it's completely different energy, and so just keep that in mind too. The last thing I will say before we move on with the Temperance in reverse, it can also be um, that there could be some emotions, uncomfortable emotions, or emotional fulfillment, contentment is off, okay, at the beginning of the week as well, right? With the water being upside down here. And since you are a water sign, and this temperance card has a very similar look to the star card, which is your zodiac card in the deck, that just something to point out here too. But like I said, this energy doesn't last for very long because then you come into a more grounded, stable energy, a more supported energy. You feel more support around you, and this could be more midweek here with the Emperor in the right side up position. Okay, for some of you, you could be dealing with an Aquarius or have a lot of Aquarius in your chart. It could refer back to Aquarius season, something happening for you that was significant, but it doesn't have to be. That just wanted to point out some of the zodiac signs, that we see in the cards. I posted a link in the last reading of how you can look into more detail of each card and how which signs kind of pop up there. Because I try to mention it, but it's a lot to always mention when I'm doing these shorter, like mini readings, free readings that I do here in my channel. But you can always look into that as well if that's something that you're interested in. But anyway, back to the energy of this card. Okay, so there's also a balance of masculine and feminine energy here. Okay, and you see that with the two rams at the bottom of his throne, or his throne, right? His throne chair. Okay, and he also has the bird, so he has the ability to see things from higher perspective when he wants to. Okay, the only thing with the emperor is sometimes he can get, with the older kings too, they can get a little set in their ways, and also seem as a cold person sometimes because they don't show their emotions to everyone. But I really see this, since it's following too for you, following the temperance, that you're just now becoming more grounded, and you're feeling more support around you. You feel like you have more knowledge to deal with the problems that you have, or if it's not knowledge, experience to deal with some of the problems that you're currently going through. Okay, but this is a nice transition, even just in the first two cards here of your reading. Okay. Now, your third card here is the Three of Cups in the right side up position. This card has an energy of a possible celebration, again, more support around you, and this could be towards the first weekend here of June. Okay, and the only thing I would say with this card, particularly in this deck, because each deck, shows little small differences sometimes in how they depict the cards, is there could be something about a third party um, dynamic here. Okay, so third party doesn't have to actually be three people. It can be two people, and then one of those people is dealing with an addiction to work or a substance, or there's an outside influence that's kind of getting in the way of like this relationship or whatever it is. Okay, right? Because friendships can be relationships too, right? They go back and forth, or it's supposed to be a give and take kind of energy. Okay, but anyway, let me show you this card here in this deck. So um, you kind of see that, like that the triangle energy here of the third party. Okay, but not for everyone, since it is a general reading. It could just be that these people are getting together and they're all cheersing their cups, or they're about to, and they're about to celebrate. It could be also that you're connecting with people from your past, and integrating some things from your past into the future, that could feel really nice for you during this time. All right. Now, your fourth card here, and it's been showing up in a couple of the June 1st to June 15th readings so far that I've been doing. And usually, excuse me, let me turn that down. Usually, when that happens, it has something to do with the astrology, right? That could be affecting all of us in, in different ways, but in similar ways as well. Okay. But it's this nine of staves that's been coming out. It can be in the reverse, like it is for you here, or it can be right side up, but I would encourage, I put in the description box too, a little info about some of the, astrology transits that are going to happen during this time. And then there's like a link for all the astrology throughout the year and more detailed information. Okay. But here we have the Nine of Staves, which is the same thing as the Nine of Wands in the reverse position. Okay. So this in this deck you see, just so you can see, right side up, right? This Egyptian boy somewhere out in the field here, and he's on his knees taking a break. And there's some type of like rite of passage energy for him, possibly, but he's feeling really exhausted, right? And almost ready to give up. But since it's in the reverse for you, Aquarius, this is an energy of you are now ready to continue to keep going forward in some way. Okay, because nine, right, is almost 10 as well. Okay, so it could have been you were on the cusp of an ending and a new beginning, and before you were wanting to give up, and now you're ready to take action in some way. Okay, and for some of you, it could also be that you, I don't know. It could be that you don't want to go through this rite of passage for some of you, whatever it could have possibly symbolize for you, right? Because there's different cultures have different rites of passage and different ages and all of that. But with all that being put aside, too, it's just like a coming of age, right? A lesson that has to be learned about survival and finding your place in the world, and that can happen right during definitely different uh, places, like throughout our lifetime, like regardless of our age or an official rite of passage or something like that. But for the majority of you, I really feel like it's just you ready now to keep going on your journey and come to that ending and that beginning of something new and come to the completion of, it would be the 10 of Wands, right? But we'll talk about that more in just a moment here because this is kind of where my spirit guides wanted me to talk about what was on the top and the bottom of your deck here of the main six, which is the Ancestral Path Tarot. Okay. But real quickly, we're also going to talk about your fifth card because it kind of goes together with these two other cards here. And that's the Four of Staves in the reverse or Four of Wands in the reverse. So the Four of Staves in the reverse can be a celebration put on hold. It can also be that you're not comfortable with something, okay? Because when the Four of Staves or Four of Wands is upright, it's about having a communication with someone, but it's like really relaxed and comfortable. So there could be a communication that you've already had or are going to have that doesn't feel relaxed. It's the opposite. It could be really tense or something like that. And again, that could have something to do with this Nine of Staves in the reverse or Nine of Wands in the reverse, where you're now ready to move forward into this new beginning and this ending for you, but there could be something that's still off a little bit, and that's why this communication could feel a little tense, or you yourself feel tense and not relaxed like you thought you would once you got to this place. Okay, always take it how it resonates for you. Yeah, sorry, let me show you this card real quick here too. So there's the Four of Staves in reverse. So when the Four of Staves is right side up, okay, or Four of Wands in other decks, you see these two Egyptian people talking to themselves, and it's looks like a relaxed atmosphere. There's wine and fruit and things out, okay, and it just looks more like a party, small close party atmosphere. But they're both freely talking to each other in a really relaxed way. Okay, so that's why I said the other things because it's kind of the opposite of that when it's in the reverse position. Okay, so now we'll get into real quickly what was on the top and the bottom of your main six cards here, the Ancestral Path Tarot. So what was on the bottom, I'm sorry, what was on the top excuse me, is the Seven of Staves in reverse or Seven of Wands in reverse. And what was on the bottom was Eight of Swords in reverse. Okay. So this energy that I was talking about that could have something to do with astrology or something going on, if it's not astrology, like in the collective consciousness of the world or something, current events, something like that, because this Nine of Staves keeps coming out. It also keeps coming out with this Seven of Staves in the reverse as well. Okay. Let me show you these two cards here first. All right. So the first one with this Seven of Staves in the reverse position, this is a very similar energy to the Nine of Staves in reverse, where there's something you're not integrating from the past, okay, and bringing into the future to help you move forward in some way. There could be a little bit of blockage or just some kind of stagnant energy here. It could also be that. You're not feeling as abundant or trusting in the universe or in your guides or the higher powers that be or your angels or whatever you spirit guides, whatever you call it. Okay. um, but this is a very similar energy, and again they keep coming out in some of the June 1st to June 15th readings here, and I shuffle a lot so it's coming out for a reason. But let me show you this card first in the right side up position. So here's the Seven of Staves right side up. So you see this Egyptian scene, and there's someone praying at an altar, okay, in some kind of Egyptian temple or something like that. And if you look really closely, okay, they have their hands right side up, so they're ready to receive, and they're trusting in the universe, and they could even be doing some type of like spiritual initiation. Okay, so when you talk about spiritual initiations, right? If the Nine of Staves was upright, like I was saying earlier, the rite of passage, um, coming of age, right, could be very similar to a spiritual initiation in some way, okay, but they are both reversed. So I want you to look at the shadow here. It's just the way that I look at the card. Maybe everyone would look at it differently, or they probably do. Okay, but the shadow of the original person here that was praying in the temple is reversed, right? But on this way, because we know that it's not integrating, the energy of this card is not integrating things from the past, and you're not feeling like you're trusting the universe. It doesn't feel like I'm open and ready to receive with palms upwards. It feels more like, I don't know, at this kind of energy, like kind of blah, kind of exhausted, just not, feeling super magical or like their ability to manifest something at this time. And anytime we talk, I should have said this earlier too, about what was on the top and the bottom of each deck is energy from the recent past. What is recent? You have to ask yourself that. But it's kind of why certain cards, show up in your reading. Okay, and my spirit guides had told me to talk about it with the Nine of Staves in reverse for you and the Four of Staves in reverse. Okay. But anyway, moving on to the Eight of Swords, the one that was on the bottom here. This is actually how you want to see this card, okay? Because the swords are now right side up. Before, it's all about anxiety, worry, overthinking, stuck in your head, all that stuff, okay? But here, it's letting all that anxiety go, the overthinking go. It's getting your mental more balanced, okay? And this is why, since it's going underneath the Four of Staves, where I was saying that there was some type of possible communication that either you already have or you're going to have more towards the middle of the second week of June, that is the opposite of comfortable and relaxed. So it's tense, okay? And that could be because now you have more mental clarity about the situation or the person or the environment or whatever it may be, or you just have other things on your mind, or you're not vibing with the person maybe the same way you were before, when you had more confusion going on in your life. Okay, so always take it how it resonates for you, but just wanted to touch on that real quickly. And then your last card here in the main six, Aquarius, is the Nine of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so this is another swords card that's in the reverse position. Okay, and that's actually how you want to see that card. Sorry, let me just put this here. Okay, So let me show you. All right, so you see this Japanese woman, okay, when it's right side up, and all these swords are hovering over her head, and she's scared that they're gonna fall and cut her head off or whatever, right? So that's anxiety, worry, overthinking, um, staying up late at night, even depression for some, right, at the extremes of it, okay? But you're letting that go. And that is beautiful. That's how you want to see that card. And this could be happening more, towards the weekend, the second weekend of June, okay, or maybe even a little bit after that. It's not exact here. But that is beautiful, okay? Now, most of the time I do just the six cards, okay? But for you, Aquarius, another one came out, and my guide said it was important to include. So I want to show you that real quickly before we go on to your confirmation cards. So your seventh card that came out was the Wheel of Fortune upright. Okay, so this is beautiful, abundant energy. This is the wheel turning in your favor, good luck on your side. Okay, and you see just the planets in the background and some of the zodiac signs here in the bottom, and Stonehenge, and um, some other little kind of like magical manuscript things. I don't know exactly what they are. Yes, right on the bell there. But this is really nice energy, and it kind of is, since it's your seventh card, is additional bonus card that came out for you. Is just showing you and confirming for you, Aquarius, the more that you put this mental anxiety, worry, overthinking, depression down, and staying up late at night thinking about things that you don't need to worry about, the more you will be more abundant, the more you will move forward, okay, and have kind of the world at your fingertips here, the universe at your fingertips, since you see its space, okay? All right. So with that being said, now let's get into your confirmation cards, all right? So you have the Five of Wands in reverse, the Magician upright, and you have Six of Swords upright. Okay, so we'll go in order here. So your first card, confirmation tarot card, is the Five of Wands in reverse. And this is energy talking about, again, the recent past, okay? So there was something where there wasn't enough planning, practicing, um, what's the other word I'm thinking of? Planning, practicing, a playfulness, like a party kind of atmosphere that you were lacking in some way, okay, in regards to how you approach like difficult problems in your life. Like maybe you were, and you still are possibly taking things a little bit too seriously, okay, because here's your card here, how it came out, the Five of Wands in reverse. Okay, but if it was right side up, it would be saying you need more practicing, playing, partying, that kind of energy. But not necessarily partying like you're going to go to a party, but just softening up again that serious approach to something. Okay, so at first they look like they're fighting, but you can see here there's a scroll on the bottom. One of the guys has a rope. Okay, and so it's almost like they're planning to build something. So there could have been something in the recent past that didn't maybe meet your expectations of building something, or you didn't feel enough support around you in the recent past. Because again, when that card is right side up, it's a lot of supportive energy, whatever your support system may be, friends, family, both, okay, whatever. And when this Five of Wands is confirming the Temperance in reverse and the Nine of Staves in reverse, this is just basically saying, yeah, like part of the way that you can get more in balance with yourself and your world around you, right? Since the Temperance is in the reverse, she's out of balance, she's feeling restless, she's having a hard time balancing her emotions, okay? Is because this part of the Five of Wands energy, right, of not taking something so seriously has to go together with the seriousness, right? So if they were both right side up, it would be like, yes, sometimes you do need to feel support around you. You need to ask for support around you if you need it. Okay, you need to ask for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help, but you also need to make time to play and rest and relax instead of always, hustling or grinding or whatever it may be for you. Okay. Now, when this Five of Wands in the reverse, it's also confirming the Nine of Staves in the reverse. It could be that for some of you, you were denying this rite of passage or this coming of age, whatever this journey it is that you were on. It could be now, right? I was saying maybe more towards the second week of June. You're ready to start taking action and move towards that ending a new beginning, but maybe some of that is a little bit blocked or it's having a harder time manifesting for you because you still feel some type of lack of support or playfulness, or you're just taking something a little bit too seriously. Okay. Now, before we move forward to your second confirmation card, this is where my guides wanted me to talk about what was on the top and the bottom of your Llewellyn deck, which is the cards we use for confirmation, the ones with the yellow border that I just showed you here. Okay. Excuse me one second. I need some water. Okay. So, oh, feel like I had a dog hair or my hair in my. Okay. Anyway, so what was on the top of your Llewellyn deck is Eight of Pentacles in the reverse position, and what was on the bottom was your Page of Swords in the right side up position. Okay, and this is again energy from the recent past that's still lingering around your reading and why certain cards have shown up. Okay, so with the Eight of Pentacles energy being on the top, this is talking about somebody's work ethic, whether it was you or the person or people you're dealing with, or school or organization, or just your environments, okay, that you're in, didn't have the proper work ethic or the evaluation of somebody's work ethic, okay. Could have been you were overworking or not working hard enough, or somebody saw you a certain way and that wasn't necessarily true. Or you saw somebody else but a certain way and it wasn't necessarily true, but it just shows that the work ethic was off in some way, or evaluation of that in the recent past was off in some way. But then, despite that energy, here you have the Page of Swords in the right side up position that talks about slowly moving forward, a small communication coming through. This is energy again from the recent past. So this could have been you were going to give, or you gave, I'm sorry, you gave a communication to somebody, or somebody gave a communication to you, or it was a small opportunity from the universe that came through, okay? But it was momentum, forward momentum, even if it was slow or small, okay? So he's, stepped off the horse periodically, okay, but he's going to get back on. He's also starting at the bottom. He's a page, right? So the next would be knight and king, but he's slowly making his way, okay? So, when we talk about these two cards, kind of with your first confirmation card, which is, the Five of Wands in reverse, right? That need to not take everything so seriously, to play, to practice, and feel more support around you. It could be you have this energy from the recent past, okay, or it's still lingering around in your first week or two of June, because again, the evaluation of somebody's work ethic was off, okay, or they weren't being honest, or you weren't being honest with yourself. But despite that, some type of opportunity or small communication already came through. Okay. All right. So moving forward, let's put these all back here a little bit. Your second confirmation card is the Magician in the right side up position. Now, this is the beautiful energy about being confident, manifesting, feeling like you have all the tools you need around you, abundance, growth, right? You see this magician here standing at his altar, holding his wand out, okay? And so he's presumably has all the minor arcana things on his altar, okay? So he has the cups and he probably has a sword up there. We see part of the sword and he's holding the wand, okay? And it's just really nice energy. And when this is coming together here, more towards um, your first, well, it's in both, it's in your first and second week here, but I feel like more maybe towards the second week is like the culmination of the energy. But this magician is confirming the Emperor upright and the Four of Staves or Four of Wands in reverse, okay? So if you can look at both of these cards, or even if you can't look at the screen if you're driving or something, they're both very confident, right? The Emperor is confident, and so is the Magician. Okay, they both feel like they have all the tools around them, even if this guy doesn't have the knowledge of something. He's a king or emperor, so he'll go find someone who does. So he still feels like he has everything that he needs, if you want to say it like that. There's also a balance of masculine and feminine energy, and we know that with the Magician because he's also an alchemist, so he knows the value of both of those energies and how we both have, how we all have both of those energies, with the, oh my gosh, how we both have both of those energies within, inside of ourselves, but also all around us in the world. Okay. Um, so also, this Magician, when he's coming over here and he's saying that whatever this communication that's going to happen for you, or maybe has already happened and you're like looking back at it as a memory, but I feel like it hasn't happened just yet. Okay, because it's more towards the second week here of June, and we're still in the end of May when I'm filming this. But this communication that isn't relaxed, and it's more tense and uncomfortable, or this celebration that was put on hold. Okay, this is kind of telling us that with the Magician here, if you want to make something not be tense and uncomfortable, you have the ability to change that. Okay, so the other person might still be uncomfortable, but it doesn't mean that you have to be. Okay, something like that. It also could say, if it's a celebration put on hold, something like that, that um, you maybe you can't go to the party right now with all the people you want to see or whatever, but you can still celebrate in your own way with other people, whether it's on Zoom or on the phone, or, just do it in a smaller way, before you have that bigger celebration. Is kind of, the energy I'm getting from these cards. Okay, and then moving forward, your last confirmation card here is the Six of Swords in the right side up position. So the Six of Swords energy is movement, right? It's two people, technically three, they're all on a boat. One is the ferryman, right, or the one directing the boat, and the other two are some other people there, okay? But even though they're on the water and they're moving forward, there's still this feeling of some type of betrayal or not enough trust of this movement, whatever it may be, because these two people are ahead of him, and so they're not really trusting him because he's behind them. Okay, and so they're like, I don't know what he's doing back there. I don't all the way trust him in some way. But there's still, if it's not trust or betrayal or not trusting the moving forward, it's just a feeling of mental confusion still a little bit, or worry or overthinking about this movement or change that could be happening for you. Or it could just be because there's a lot of change going on for you. You are having maybe a harder time like navigating your emotions and putting them in control or in check, in regards to this. Okay, but this energy, when it comes in, it's going to be confirming not only two cards but three, right? Because you had that extra card this time. So it's confirming the Three of Cups upright and the Nine of Swords in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune. So when we put it together with the Three of Cups, this could be saying, I do feel like there's something going on here, Aquarius, with issues of um, of trust, or what's the other way of saying it? Um, Something about laws. I don't know. Something maybe about morals, laws, trust, doing the right thing, something like that. Because remember, the Three of Cups energy is that third party energy we talked about earlier, right? It doesn't have to only be three people, it can be two people and somebody who has an addiction or who's working too much, or there's a third party influence or something like that. But if it's not those things, it could also still just be, you are going to be celebrating from somebody from the past, or you're connecting things, more from the past, but there's still some doubt there there's still some feelings of not maybe you're betraying your own emotions here, right? Because it's betrayal. Maybe you're not trusting your emotions with the intuition in the water, or maybe you're just overthinking everything and you can't relax enough to enjoy the celebration. So, you always kind of have to take it how it resonates. But it's like you're moving a little bit towards the first 2 weeks of June, one step forward, one step back a little bit with this Nine of Swords in the reverse and then Six of Swords upright. So, in one hand, you're letting go of all this anxiety, worry, overthinking, even depression, staying up late at night, worrying over useless things. Okay. But then there's still part of you that kind of takes six of those swords back. Okay, so it's like that back and forth kind of thing here. And that could be that just the way that you're healing, whatever this healing is for you. Nobody's healing, can be measured by somebody else's, or it's not always linear and it's not always pretty, that kind of thing. So sometimes you do take two steps forward and one step back, or however you want to look at it here. But all is not lost. So I always say that. Because energy ebbs and flows and we all go through ups and downs, and that's just the part of life, right? um, and let's not forget, okay, you also have your extra bonus card here, which was the Wheel of Fortune upright. So when the Six of Swords is confirming this Wheel of Fortune energy, I really feel like it's saying to you, Aquarius, um, that you don't always get 100% assurance of something, right? You're not always going to 100% trust something or somebody, even if you've known them for years, or even if the thing is like 100% guaranteed by somebody else's standards or whatever. Okay, so this is kind of saying more on the lines of give it time, right? Because the universe also represents time. So give it time, but also, go with the flow, trust your emotions, but don't let it be just the only thing that you hear, right? Like have it go together with the swords, have it be both, okay? And just slowly move forward and don't worry about how long or how fast or something takes. So just always keep that in mind as well. Okay, so Aquarius. Well, all that being said, this is your tarot messages for this time. We have some quick little oracle cards for you. So your first one is Empathic Starseed, and it says energetic sovereignty, excuse me, and absorbing what's not yours. Okay. And you see this woman here kind of floating, and it looks like she's looking into a mirror. Okay, so I would say with anyone, if you're an empath, right? um an empath means you feel other people's emotions really deeply. To always make sure you do a lot of grounding and cleansing. Okay, so you don't take energies that aren't necessarily yours along with you, to make things more confusing for you, or make your healing even slower. Okay, so always do some grounding, right? Rituals. You can always, look more into this card online too. This is the Rebecca Campbell Starseed Oracle. I can look up real quickly. This book always gives a quick little like meditation question for you. Sorry, I should have done this earlier, but here we are. Okay, it says, how can you take better care of yourself energetically? Okay, yeah. So um, I'm not going to read anything else. Just leave that question for yourself. Okay. So this may be a message for you guys, for some of you guys during this time period. All right. And then your second oracle card, your love oracle message, whether you're watching for romantic reasons or otherwise, right? Because there's different kinds of love, self love, and platonic love. It says, worth waiting for, divine timing as at work in your love life. All right. And you see these two angels here. Okay, so you could say that is true for love life, is true for your career, right? Everything is within divine timing. And I really feel like that goes, really nicely with this Wheel of Fortune card when I was saying that this um, image of the universe kind of represents time and divine timing. Okay. So always take it how it resonates for you. And your last oracle card is the cheetah, super cute. And it says, get clear on your intention, stay focused, and move quickly to achieve your goal. All right. So I definitely feel like this one goes, together with this empathic starseed card too, about if other people's energy is clouding your judgment or taking away from your own energy, then it's going to slow you down and how fast you get to your goal. Okay. So always ground yourself, take care of your mind, body, spirit, all of those things. Also, this energy goes with the Wheel of Fortune too, because and the magician, I would say. Oh, actually, more the magician. Sorry, more with the magician, because he's clear on his goal, right? He's manifesting. Okay, he is the magician, and he's focused, and he's got his intention, and he's going to create that magic or create whatever he wants in his life. So you can do that too. All right. So those are the messages I have for you at this time, Aquarius. Um, so always feel free, you guys, to let me know in the comments down below if this resonated for you, or if you just want to say hi or whatever. It's always there. Um, and yeah, real quick, if you also want to check out a photo of all the cards that I pulled for you here today, I will be posting it, in a few minutes. On my Facebook page. So if you click in the description box below and follow the instructions, you can find it and get it there. But yeah, other than that, I think I'm not sure if I'm going to come back with another reading tonight, but I'm kind of doing the rest of the signs this time out of order. So your Aquarius, the next one I'm going to do, I think, is Scorpio. Yes, Scorpio. So if I don't do it tonight, then I'll definitely be doing that tomorrow. So if you want to join me there too, you're always welcome. And if not, that's okay too. But you guys take care. And thank you so much for all your support and your viewing and your energy. And I'll see you guys later. All right, take care. Bye.